At last BlizzCon, people brought him out and was like, wow, Jaws, this is a lot of healing. That's like 80 HPS on everyone in a big old ball. So they threw in that quad tank meatball. It was very hard to dislodge, but now people are a little bit more savvy about how to move around that. We've seen plenty of examples from Overwatch League about how to counter these particular offenses onto Horizon Lunar Colony. And you can't forget that Horizon Lunar Colony also recently has had a map rework, one of our first, like a huge map rework regarding how high ground works, where you expect the defenses to be, and also where the entrances to health packs and where health packs are have sort of been moved around. So it makes things potentially less friendly towards these tanks.
Not only that, who loves high ground? Doomfist do with that seismic slam, and way fast as well, utilizing those health packs. This is kind of a dangerous defense for Angry Titans to kind of walk into. Looks like they come in a little bit prepared though, with Only God on the McCree. Getting a nice little headshot. I love those things that do happen when you land some sweet shots. However, Only God having his grenade eaten and Luddy already going down. You've got to be very careful. You've got to dig a few more heads, Only God, before you can actually make your way into the fight. And with that, Wayfast now is going to be able to set up control of these health packs, and Danid just recommencing on this high ground. Angry Titans are going to have to take every step so carefully.
Another attempt here at the Sheriff comp, but it does look like Angry Titans have been bisected.
Danid going in, is going to get grenaded, and he is going to go extremely low. Only just getting his rocket punch cooldown up. Only God is going to make sure he goes back to spawn rather quickly, joining Latex as well.
Oh, nasty.
God. Oh my goodness. Those were the dings that I wanted to hear.
Gotta hit him.
Ding not in this game, unfortunately. Email is going to
run him down.
Only God. Oh my god. Like, that's the only way you're going to be able to shut him down. I'm going to be honest with you. Emil just jumping into him with Defense Matrix. You can't headshot what you can't hit. Danny taking out Legday here as he does end up rejoining the fight. With Only God falling here, had the Deadeye available to him as well. Tanks in the front line going extremely low. Armor pack wasn't available from Urki in that brief second, which means Losish is going to fall, and that will be a complete reset from Angry Titans. Not after, though. They get 90% on the first point.
And crucially, Urki's the only one who's been a beneficiary of the extra armor that comes from Rally. A-Fox won't have it, which is incredibly important, and neither will Only God. That means they're going to be very susceptible to the small arms fire of Wayfast, Emil, and Latex, all of whom have their DPS essentially half by armor.
DPR is a pretty good ban, I must say so myself, Harry. Latex and Danid are just going to be able to control this high ground for the time. A nice little flashbang, but a Meteor Strike instantly used as well in combination with the Self-Destruct, forcing everybody into that small corridor. A-Fox is going to be the main recipient of that explosive damage coming out from Emil, and that'll be Danid making sure Only God, Elivo, and Luddy pay for their sins as they do go out into space and end up going for the reset.
Can't breathe in space, I'm afraid, and it does look like Angry Titans have already lost half of their time back, just a little bit more. 2 minutes and 15 seconds have passed, and they have captured majority of the first point. Maybe they want to try and go for a strategy where they can just go in and touch a point, force Orgs and Hungry to make a different positioning here. There's the speed boost being expended by Luddy, and look, Urki's actually hanging around behind to try and catch out some of these guys. They dive in behind them.
Nice use of the MP, however, A-Fox did not get caught out by it. Was able to use that Transcendence to negate a lot of that damage coming through from Latex, who was also nano boosted. And that means now Only got Angry Titans have a man advantage. Latex not being here, no main tank, no main shield, does leave Orcs and Hungry a little bit defenseless.
That's going to be incredibly important because they need to contest the point. Only one tick stands between them and losing point A, but Dan's going to open this up well.
Yep, and that will be 2 support ultimates used, one on each side. FD got opening up with the Transcendence. Danny going straight back in, fully charged, rocket punch. Can he get out alive? Only just with the help of his supports. Hacks coming through also from Wayfast to save Levery's abilities. Not quite getting Only God though, but Elivo is going to open up this fight with a nice couple of kills. Only God just trying to find a little bit of cover. Orcs and Hungry have identified him as the threat. They're trying to dive him, but the problem is they're running straight head first into the Brigitte, into A-Fox. Wayfast finally cleaned up there as Only God finds yet another headshot. They end up capping the point, and they have 4 minutes to work with.
A daily vote for this Diva as MVP. Myself, Lolsish has the primal rage ready to go, but Angry Titans used up everything in their bank to try and make this work. Damn it! Make it happen, my son. We have a Torbjorn on the field. Where's this turret going to be thrown out? You've got to control those zones, and he is throwing out those molten rivets into the midst of Angry Titans, who will have to die very quickly onto this Torbjorn. You can see them speed boosting towards. Only God's got to try and make this work, but there's the turret.
Super hard to actually dive that Torbjorn is. As soon as he hits it, he gets so much armor. Oh, he's dead. All right. Okay, I can take that back. Standard falling. His turret's going to go down as well. One eliminated already. Latex is going to receive the nano boost. But look, jumping into 4 people. Can't really touch anybody. Brigitta's just kind of knocking him away. In fact, completely denied as well. As she just used that rocket fail to create even more distance. Emil using that self-destruct as a bit of a zoning tool. However, no one from Angry Titans ends up going down. Wayfast opening up with the EMP as Angry Titans do swarm on the point. FD God falling, and now Only God is in a lot of trouble, but Eddievo to the rescue. Using that to face Ventrix to eat up loads of those shotgun shots, keeps Only God alive in the fight. And Cass on the back line, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, ends up getting taken down, and Angry Titans have 2 ticks.
Indeed, they do a little bit of a misplay there. Latex knocked a load of people out of the self-destruct of Emil, meaning that was a very poorly executed combination. And Angry Titans really made them pay for it as quickly as they could. They managed to cap out second point. They really made up for a less than ideal time bank from first, where they used up a huge amount of their time just trying to get in onto there. But 3 minutes and 19 seconds, that's going to be a good second attack should they need it.
Feels pretty good. If you're Angry Titans, I wanted to see Taned make the Torbjorn work. Torbjorn is so fun to play now as well. You can throw turrets in places that you could normally reach, and even if you get a May wall as well, I'm just saying, you throw it with a May wall, you can get it up even higher.
The boosties.
Yeah, if you run Torb May though, when you're on defense, don't do it. Is what I'm trying to say. Please don't.
You never Joel's been stymied by that in solo queue.
No,
you can't get people together well enough to beat that May wall.
True. You can Maywall off the turret, and then you can save the turret, and then Torb can go back and hammer it, you know, hit E, and just make sure he can hammer people faster.
You've got to peel for the turret, dude.
Which is the best thing about new Torb as well. You press E, you get a really fast hammer, you can start being Magnitude up in your solo queue games a lot more easily now.
You got to get that attack speed on the hammer to be the melee god.
And then you just ask your team for a mercy to receive damage boost, and then you're a god.
Oh, maybe, because you could get the extra fast hammering. Damage actually just a melee specialist, because look.
Okay.
Bear with me here.
Right.
He's on Brigitta, melee hero.
Okay.
He's on Doomfist, melee hero.
Yeah.
He goes on Torb, hammer, melee hero.
Alright, okay.
Okay, this may be the first viable melee specialist we have seen in Contenders, but let's look to the game as it happens now. Going to be Angry Titans on the defense. They have the combination, once again, of the Doomfist and the Sombra. That's what I like to see, Jules, these skillful combinations where you get the hack, you get the punch, instant one-shot, nothing you can do.
Yeah, Cass is going to be on that Moira, though. A little bit harder of a target to jump if you are that Doomfist. Latex instantly gets naded as soon as he jumps in. Receives the bubble, though, from the Xayah in order to cleanse that one off. And they're going to go into space. Urki going to have to reposition. In fact, everybody from AT are going to have to do so.
Urki's going to try and find a new point of entry. Orgless Hungry going to wait for that speed boost, essentially, to move through here.
That's pretty brave, Danid, not going to lie. I can't really hear much. There we go. We're back inside again. Urki does manage to kill Danid. Yeah, a little bit too brave, I must say so. Danid got discorded, by the way, and Urki just one-shot puncher straight into the wall. Easy as slicing bread or butter. That's not even a phrase, so well, I'm not even going to try and make it one. That will be a coalescence coming out from Cass, healing up those tanks, gets that ult fairly quickly. Urki charging the rocket punch, decides not to go in just yet. Receives a lot of damage from the fully charged Wayfast, who's on the point. They already receive a tick. 18 need to recontest.
Indeed, Urki going to try and make the entry, can't quite get Wayfast into the wall, and now the answer will come. Diving in from Lulsish, but he's punished instantly.
The grand debate, although the EMP straight onto the point, hitting 5 people, that'll be Latex going down as well. Rocket punch into the meteor strike from Urki, lands smack bang right on top of Danid. That's another 2 kills as well for Avox. The bloodthirsty support earns himself a Transcendence. They do manage to secure 2 ticks, however, on that initial push.
Just barely 67.5%, just 0.9% away from having lost that second tick, but Angry Titans do hold firm, and Orgless and we're in a similar position, Jaws. Once again, almost half a time bank has been taken up, but Angry Titans are going to be lacking in offensive ult. They had to use both the EMP and their Meteor Strike to make this work, and Wayfast now has that Graviton Surge ready to go in this dive ball combination.
They have so much. They've got the Coalescence as well. FD God's got the sound barrier with Urki going down. Danid finally gets his revenge. They're trying to pay attention to the back line, but it's a bit hard. You have to look at 180, but Cass taking the game into his own hands. August and Hungry almost have 6 ults, but I'm not sure they're actually going to need it. Luddy's going to go down to FD God, the Lucio God, and that will be Emil cleaning up the rest of the fight too. Only God stalling the point a little bit longer, but most crucially there, Angry Titans didn't use ults either in that fight.
Bad news for anyone who's staying angry in chat right now. Orgless and Hungry are in the best possible position. They have 6 ultimates ready to go in this forthcoming fight already. Out comes the rally.
That beautiful nade on the back line. Can't really capitalize on it though. Cass actually uses that coalescence to make sure everybody stays alive and healthy as they do go through the gate. That was straight into the floor, but straight into Elivo's mech. Thank you very much. That's 1 ult already down. In fact, 4 have been used as that sound barrier comes out as well. Los is just going to fall first. You'd hope so after 4 ults have been used. He's got the primal rage, but a nano boost from Luddy might just save the day. There's no EMP available from Onigod as he only just switched over to the Sombra, and that will be an easy D-mech straight on top of that Diva. Elivo's going to go down, and most of that damage blocked by Wayfast's personal bubble. 100% charge and 1 tick for Orgless and Hungry.
Losish still has the primal rage. Should it be required, he's going to be the first to try and contest here, but it's going to be so low on health.
2 ticks have already gone. Emil has that self-destruct, launches straight onto the point, that bubble disappearing, and no one going down from Angry Titans. And now they come back with a vengeance. They have that Transcendence going off, but Onigod is going to fall already. Jumped over to the Reinhardt to provide a lot of frontwards momentum. Wayfast is almost going to go down, grabs at his feet to make sure it doesn't get eaten again. Wayfast now finally cleaning up. FD God's going to find himself a kill as well. They almost managed to get the cap, but Onigod is going to come straight back in. Only for a moment, though. He delays another about 6 or 7 seconds, and that will be round 2 completion. But Orgless and Hungry, the greater time bank.
Indeed they have. Onigod there got 2 pins on his re-entries onto the point, but both times Wayfast managed to get the shield there, saved his team from potentially being locked out of those points, because we know when it comes to assault maps, you really need these clean wipes, and the defense, if they can get these attrition kills, they will quickly overwhelm you with their close spawns compared to how far back you may be. And Jaws, I just got to tell you, there is a word for frontwards. We call it forwards.
True. Need to carry a dictionary with me sometimes. I'm not going to lie.
Just going old-timey thesaurus.
Sorry, thesaurus. Yeah, I should probably say one of those too. Although I can't really lug 2 books around with me when I cast. That'd be kind of annoying. I've already got one.
I mean, you can sit here like bicep curling 2 books.
Working out as well as you're casting.
Get the gains, dude.
Yeah, but you're getting on the sweat, and then you come back on camera, your makeup's running, and it's just not a good look, Harry.
You don't need makeup, George. You're gorgeous as you are.
Oh, thank you so much. Angry Titans looking pretty gorgeous, though, as they do roll out. Well, they will roll out the gate very soon on the offense. The first cap did take them a little while, but Urki's Doomfist was working out pretty well for him. Danhead, on the other hand, is going to be on the Doomfist of his own, as Wayfast is on that Sombra. I like this defense. I really do. We did see an interesting one yesterday with just the Brig and the Zen solo heals, but I like a little more bang for my buck with the Doomfist and Sombra.
Yeah, Orgless and Hungry here are being a lot more aggressive than Angry Titans were on their own defense. Angry Titans allowed Orgless and Hungry to move out into space rather than trying to lock them down in this room and in that stairwell by which they try and commute. And we'll have to see if Angry Titans decide to go a different way than through that room and stairwell, because this is where they've been caught out many times in their first attack, but took them quite a while to really capture a first point, Jaws.
Oh, Latex. If you just held the trigger for a little bit longer there, or the mouse click even, you might have been able to actually detect Onigod as he did sneak past you. There will be Wayfast on the back line as well. You can see on the high ground, he's going to get a lot of information. Urki jumping onto the Genji, already has 40% ult charge as well. They make a synchronized dive on the top side, and Onigod's going to be the main focus of damage, forcing him to get that recall off. Losh is falling straight away, though. That'll be Urki spotting the relocation of the Sombra. He's just going to be able to focus on the point and the tanks now.
Wayfast incredibly vulnerable. Onigod was told where he was and caught out, but FD God has taken down Urki. That's a lot of dash resets potentially missing now, Jaws.
Luddy's going to go down as well. Danet finds the pick off in the back line. He's spotted the mech also of Elivo. Could stagger this one out. Chooses not to. That'll be a little bit more ult charge for me. Thank you very much.
Turning Elivo into Jellyvo.
Are going to get team killed. Oh, man. When they do ragdoll when they hit the wall, it is pretty funny. I'm not going to lie.
Well, Danet has, for his adventures, earned himself that all-important Meteor Strike. And here you got to think who's going to be most vulnerable to this Meteor Strike. I presume possibly Luddy, especially if you can hack him and turn off that speed aura. Latex is already going to be given the nano boost, however, potentially a little bit early because Angry Titans can just disengage.
Big early committal, and that is an early committal as well from A-Fox, using that coalescence to force Latex away and force the rest of Angry Titans in onto this point. You can see Elivo has that self-destruct available, or the remech if he so chooses to use it in that way. That'll be Onigod as well with the EMP. Nice translocator placement straight onto FD God. Eliminates him instantly, and Wayfast wasn't able to recall either as he got EMP too. Angry Titans finally making it work. A nice disengage from A-Fox in order to get away from Danet, but Danet wants to take this game into his own hands, but the problem is Tesla Cannon and right click from Moira unavoidable damage.
Crucially, Losses also managed to avoid the uppercut from Danny, denying him those 35 shields, which would be generated by that collision. Orgless and Hungry still have 3 ultimates, however, both of their tank ultimates and the Transcendence, which could be very useful in trying to defend this last point. And of course, Wayfast there being very cheeky, trying to build up towards that EMP. And this is going to be essential for trying to shut down Erky's Nanoblade, either with an EMP or with a vanilla hack, both of which can be anathema to a Blading Genji.
Well, that'll be Danny going very, very low. Erky looking around the sidelines now to make sure he can spot out the supports before he goes in. Transcendence won't be available on the side. Oh no, FD God, sorry, has the Transcendence available, but a couple of supports available for Angry Titans as well. They used one initially in the start of the fight. Daned finds 2 picks as well. A nice hack onto Erky 2 will make sure he has to reset as well. Angry Titans have 1 minute remaining here, but look at Orgless and Hungry's ultimate bank. They're only missing 2 right now, but the key ones here are going to be the AMP and the Nano Boost as well onto Latex.
It's crucial here to remember as well that Wayfast managed to get that hack onto Erky at the end, so the tick would have appeared above his head, indicating that the ult is ready. And this means that FD God's going to be a lot less, very much freely giving away that Transcendence. You can see him hiding up here with Cast, and now Angry Titans need to make a deep dive onto this Zenyatta. I imagine we may even see Cast try and put the Nano Boost onto FD God to ensure he isn't forced to use that Transcendence too early.
Look at Erky speeding through. There's the EMP. He knows it's down. He can actually get a nice blade off here if he's careful. Oh, FD God holding on to that Trans. Latex is the recipient of that Nano Boost. That will be an EMP in the side as well, combined with the self-destruct. Doesn't find anybody, but Latex with the Nano is going to find a Fox. Now a big Bruiser healing gone and disappearing for the side of Angry Titans. Erky finally unleashes the blade, managed to take out damage as he was directly above him. Angry Titans now on the point, haven't secured a tick just yet, but Lostage taking out Latex here. This could be the in that they needed.
Daned has a Meteor Strike to try and re-engage should it be required. FD God's going to be taken out, and Erky's taken out Wayfast too.
Nice self-destruct. Dash reset for Erky as well, straight through Wayfast, and the D-Mech onto Emil. He was the last hope for Orgless and Hungry. That'll be Daned in the back line, going to take out A-Fox, but wasn't near the points. AT managed to get the full completion.
Potentially a big misstep there. They managed to force out the Transcendence from FD God. And that meant that Erky had a clear landing when it came to using that Dragon Blade. Wasn't really enough healing to try and deal with it, so he could carve through the tanks and carve through Daned too. Potentially that I would have liked to have seen Cast hold on to that Nano Boost to keep FD God healthy. They gave it to Latex, but really, Angry Titans are on a very strict time bank here. You don't need to try and ward them away early with that Winston. You're just going to potentially give away a huge amount of ult charge and give away your Nano Boost. Ideally, give it to FD God, give them the 50% damage reduction, give them the additional healing.
Well, Angry Titans, their turn to defend. Orgless and Hungry's time to attack. Now, Daned, we have seen him play the Doomfist on the attack as well, and I want to see if he's going to do it again. They could go for some more of this dive with Emil on the hamster. However, with AT switching up their comp a little bit here, they're going for this full static comp in the, well, I guess it's not really full static as a Soldier Sprint, obviously Elevote with the thrusters too, but Lostage and Erky are going to be hiding around with A-Fox and Luddy. Anybody that jumps him is going to have a very, very bad time.
Not only that, Erky can place down his trap very effectively on top of Lostage to try and mitigate any burst damage that could be given by a jumping Winston. Of course, when you're going up against armor with a Winston, you want to make sure you get the maximum burst damage into the armor, which can mitigate your Tesla cannon damage very effectively. And to do that, you try and land directly on them with the junk pack to hit that 50 damage, only mitigated to 45. If Erky places his trap under Lostage, however, you were going to try and hit that and then potentially jump straight into a trap.
Oh, nice pull. Oh, Latex. Very, very close to going down. Does use that corridor rather wisely. They're going to go into space again. Okay, Orgless is hungry. Clearly like the outdoor atmosphere, or lack of atmosphere, I should say.
This is where they can't hit Erky's taunting lines.
Yeah, it's kind of, I'm not going to lie, it's like slightly disorientating being out in space. You can't really hear much, it's all muffled.
Well, that's science for you, Jaws.
Almost floated towards Earth. You've got to be very careful there. It's the Lucio. Uh-oh, Erky just going straight in. Who did he trap up? It ends up way fast. Look at his health bar just disappearing. Erky kills FD God with total mayhem, and Anybo's going to find them kill onto way fast as well. Nice defense from Angry Titans so far, but still, Orgless and Hungry are going to get onto that point. Only God's going to have a nice position up on the high ground, but the problem is those dive tanks are going to have to be warded away by that Orisa. That's her job, and someone's going to have to touch the point. Anybo's only just got back, but Only God holding the fort.
Indeed, now he's got such accurate shots thanks to recent buffs to Soldier. He gets 6 shots before any kind of a spread.
I don't think he needed that buff. He's just that accurate.
Yeah, only God's just that good. And now he's not going to have to miss any shots at all because he does have that tactical visor available, which will mean that he wouldn't be missing any of those shots. And of course, he can also use those rockets with very good lock-on as well. And Urki's almost got that Riptire ready. And there are very few members of Orgless and Hungry who could try and take down that turret. It would mostly be down to Emil, FD God, and Wayfast to try and take that away.
Well, 2 minutes and 50 seconds remain. They haven't got a tick just yet. There's a little bit of a fakey jump there by Latex. There's the tactical visor. Coalescer's not too much use now, and the tactical visor is going to get supplemented with a nano boost. But the problem is that Primary Agent Winston bashing him away, making sure he can't do the most amount of damage possible. Emil gets naded in that fight, goes down instantly as Only God just piles his mech full of bullets, and Urki with the Riptire too puts the trap down in front of him to make sure he stays safe. And Elivo picking up 2 kills here already is a very, very good start for them. A fade away from the Moira keeps her alive for the time being, but Orgless and Hungry still have to wait for the rest of their team. Only God and the rest of the squad of Angry Titans just supplementing the rest of their healing with that Bionic Field. He's almost got himself another visor.
Well, supplements have been taken, but right now Orgless and Hungry need some supplements into their time bank. Only 2 minutes remain to try and take this first point, and they don't have many ultimates ready to go. FD God, of course, has that sound barrier, as he usually does, but Only God, like you said, he's built up yet another tactical visor, which is doing so much damage. You can see headshot after headshot, because he can lay those down at long range and deal huge amounts of damage, forcing out resources from Cast on that Moira, making sure he doesn't have so many to use midway through a fight.
That's what you want to hear if you're Only God. Here's the Q key, the Norwegian superstar, just mowing down everybody, even dropping to the floor. He doesn't really care about the high ground advantage, just want to get some damage in. Using a sprint to get away, creating a little bit of distance now as the tactical visor does end up fading. A Graviton Surge only finds 1, didn't actually manage to clip the Soldier there, only finds a Fox, but that could be the opening that they needed.
Bloody still has the nano boost should it be required for some instant healing onto a very weary target, either Elivo or Lolsish. Orgless and Hungry, however, they need to try and push this advantage.
Go, 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 go! Orgless and Hungry, you have 1 down. A-Fox was dead. He's now coming back from the spawn. Self-destruct then straight over. That's the opening that they were looking for. Only God Urki bite the dust. Lolsish is turned to ashes, and that will be Orgless and Hungry finally capping the point. 1 minute remain in the time bank.
3 kills picked up there by Emil. He's going to have to be working overtime at the graveyard shift, and already he's moving forward. Thirsty for more blood. They have to try and complete the second point if they don't want Angry Titans to claim the entirety of this series. And to do it, Jaws, their main tools. They have both of their support ultimates ready in almost a rally as well. Then going up against the Riptire, and it's so hard to take down with this team combination.
And Elivo's got that self-destruct as well. Pretty good at creating space. Lolsish now on the main tank. There's Urki using that tire. Oh no! FD God manages to kill it. Gets trapped as well. The sound barrier actually hit almost every single member of Orgless and Hungry as well. What a play from the rank 1 Lucio Flair. Albidan is taking out Urki. Sorry, Funny Astro. Emil is going to take out Only God as well. They're going to jump straight onto the point, and now Lolsish can build this ultimate up quickly, but he needs to get back to point ASAP. 1 tick will be acquired if they're not careful. Elivo uses that self-destruct to create more space. With Danet falling, this could be what they need.
2 ticks already. Jaws and Wayfast almost has the all-important Graviton. He can try and farm it off these supports as they come on in.
Oh, Urki gets right-clicked by Wayfast. Everybody's going to go down. Lolsish narrowly avoiding that the Graviton Surge, but ends up getting dragged back in. 22 seconds on the board for Orgless and Hungry. If they complete now, they're in an extremely good position for next round. Latex gets the jump kill, and finally, round 4 completed. Another cap for Orgless and Hungry, 4 points apiece.
And now we know exactly why Orgless and Hungry took us here to Horizon Lunar Colony, Jaws. It's only a 17-second advantage, but it does mean they are going to be going second in these attacks, and that means that Orgless and Hungry, they get to look at Angry Titans, and Angry Titans has to set the pace here. They've got to decide what the winning percentage will be, and neither of these teams have really been able to take the first point that fast against the Sombra Doomfist defenses we've been seeing come out. I have to see if Orgless and Hungry can once again capture that magic and keep Danet and Wayfast alive long enough for them to do the damage required.
If it works once, it worked twice, why not do it again? Wayfast and Danet jumping on the Doomfist and the Sombra, respectively. And the Angry Titans turn to attack first. Obviously, they're the lesser time banks. That's how the rules just work, Harry.
That's how Overwatch is.
Yeah, it's just how it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Right, now Orgless and Hungry, they have a composition that's very vertical mobility. That is Wayfast, Danet. Everybody's got a little bit of mobility apart from obviously the supports. Last time around we saw Angry Titans just roll out the gate with a little bit of tankiness.
I reckon you could overclock an Omnic to make them float higher.
Is that what you're thinking about when you're casting?
Yes.
I mean, maybe. Wait, overclock it?
Overclock.
To make him taller?
Overclock for repulsors.
Oh, so he like moves quicker?
Yeah, science words.
Should we...
Anyway,
Should we
Angry
tweet,
Titans
Jeff?
are going for the 3-3, the old classic. They are pretty sure they're going to be going up against that double DPS again, and that means they don't really require having the Zenyatta. Instead, they'd rather have the larger healing.
Cheeky Emil using those thrusters to push everybody out that small room, and perfect for Dan. It lays him down a ground pound, already up to 40% on the ult charge. Make that 50 as he just annihilates the rest of Angry Titans. That's half their time bank gone. They're going to have to rush to this first point now. Oh, that was cool.
It's okay, it's okay.
In the cold depths of space. Hello.
A diva flies by.
30 seconds now, 20 seconds remain, Harry. Elivo only just spawning now. Orgless and Hungry have burnt so much of their time bank already.
And Angry Titans, they do not have any ults even close. AFOX will be able to build up towards that coalescence rather quickly, but he's only 40% of the way there, and Dan is building up his own so fast. Emil's also up there.
Oh, another beautiful Bionade onto Elivo's mech, and he got hacked, so he couldn't even use the thrusters to get away. They lose one, but Danet is going to go down as well. That will be a Primal Raging Winston if they're not careful. Latex jumping straight onto the tanks, pushing them out the point, and now no front line is available for AT for the moment. With no hack, the hack, onto the Baby Diva almost stops the remake coming through, but quite just narrowly gets back in. Danet makes his return onto the point. His only goal goes down as well. A self-destruct as well to clear everybody off, and now overtime will tick down even quicker. A Nano Boost was built up fairly quickly, and Latex once again is going to be the recipient. Danet is going to need to build up another ult very quickly as he comes in and just shatters AFOX's hope and dreams. Elivo's going to find another kill as well. This might just end up almost being a draw here. Orgless and Hungry clearing out the rest of the point. Angry Titans trying to get back on with the hamster. Anything to get them back quicker. Only got Everon on the Tracer, but no ticks acquired. That will be round 5 completion. And now only one tick stands in the way of Orgless and Hungry taking this map.
And you can really see the power of Doomfist in these long, scrappy fights when you can't really very accurately track his position, because mitigating a Doomfist often is about the information your team is fed, knowing where he's going to be coming from so you can best mitigate and potentially even body block for your more squishy characters with tanks when it comes to that rocket punch. But when Daned just respawns and he's returned to the fray while you're in overtime and you're very concerned about staying on the point, removing players of Orgless and Hungry, you aren't concerned with Daned coming back on the Doomfist. That's not really your problem right now, but it very quickly becomes your problem once he can get back to a point and start mixing and matching when it comes to who he wants to try and take out. He can mitigate Elivo very well by knocking him around. He can take out Luddy in one hit. The same, of course, with AFOX. And he's one of the best ways to deal with Urkion and Brigitte.
And in those small, tight spaces, problem is those rocket punches will connect with a wall behind you as well, dealing additional damage and resulting in what we saw AFOX turn into. Absolutely nothing. At the end of it, Orgless and Hungry now on the attack. They have to secure one tick here, or Angry Titans will take the series if this does end in a draw.
And exactly that. One tick is all that is required, but the question is, can they do it more quickly enough? Angry Titans have opted for a defensive goat setup here with that Zenyatta, so they don't have quite as much healing available. They can deal more damage. Meanwhile, Orgless and Hungry, it's all about the dive ball.
Dive ball, Litex versus Lulsish. However, is those just going to change? That is the question. I don't think they are. Haven't really got too much time room, but that's going to be a speed boost. FD God's going to get jumped straight on. AFOX delivers an orb right to the temple, ends up taking him out. Another big bit of time bank going down. Emil, I'm sure they're just going to kill him. Yep, right up into their spawn. Emil, you might as well just die ASAP. Lulsish already with 85% ult charge on that shatter. And now look, Orgless and Hungry, complete change up here.
Still want to be dive-esque, but instead Wayfox going to be moving over to that Pharah. I think he's not going to have too much trouble, but if I know one thing about Angry Titans is that AFOX can hit these shots. You can see he's already throwing those orbs in towards the high ground, trying to duel out with Wayfox, and some damage has been taken. But Angry Titans want to move out onto the point. They don't want to try and lose any ticks unsubstantiated. They've got to play for the draw here so they can win out the series. Wayfast raining in rocket after rocket, needs to quickly build up towards that barrage, but Jaws have only got 16 seconds remaining already.
Latex on the wrecking board is going to be able to buy so much time. Urki going down already. Daned with a nice smooth uppercut to the chin. That'll be one kill. AT have still got that shadow, but they can't lock anybody down. It's so hard to use the shadow in this situation. More often than not, it's going to be used solo. Latex gets shattered. Elivo finds the kill, and Lulsish is going to get Daned as well. A Graviton surge to lock everybody up. Also, that'll be Orgless and Hungry going down right at the end. OT ticks through. A draw happens. The first one of the EU contenders, and AT are going to secure the series.
It's not the map win, Jaws, but it's good enough for Angry Titans, who have now secured that series. Potential only for Orgless and Hungry to claim one map now, and because we have drawed, their map pick does roll over, so they will also get to pick our escort map, and they have a choice of either Dorado or Route 66, and I'd love to see Dorado here so we can see Wayfast come back out on that Widowmaker.
Yeah, it would make a whole lot of sense. He really did show up on Hollywood's second stage against Onigod, and we did say Onigod, and we will always say Onigod is just a phenomenal player, and he kind of fell to pieces as soon as those tanks had kind of make a mean work of him, and as soon as you give Wayfast space, he's also going to just take your head. Now, Route 66 or Dorado? That's the question. We're going to bet Dorado. We'll have to wait and see. We're going to jump to a quick break, guys. We'll see you in a bit. Hey guys, welcome back. This is Angry Titans versus Orgless and Hungry. Just on a draw on Horizon Lunar Colony, meaning Angry Titans do win the series from here on out. However, still a map to play for in the books for Orgless and Hungry. We'll see what map is going to be. Route 66 or Dorado. We guessed Dorado because Wayfast has been on fire with the Widow already.
Yeah, it's Orgless's choice, of course, because when you lose a map, of course, you get to choose the next map. But if the next map is a draw, your choice carries over. Basically, you pick until you win a map. So that's exactly what Orgless and Hungry are going to be doing. But luckily for chat and our desk, it appears the prediction of staying angry has been the correct one this time around.
Yeah, we've had one game today. The chat were wrong.
Yes, as they often are.
Well, we'll have to see what map it is going to be. Everybody was right this time. Everybody's staying angry. Same with Angry Titans. Orgless and Hungry couldn't quite get that ramen today, but like we said, they can still fight for that map win. Route 66. Okay, we were wrong in that instance. It is going to be the map choice.
We were wrong.
Oh, I knew the first time we were wrong.
But I want to see if we're going to see some early first point holds again. It has sort of been the moniker of Route 66. People tend to hold just right outside the spawn when it comes to first point. They just sit on that cart and don't let you move it an inch. And Curiously, when you hold that far forward, especially if two teams do it in a row, that's one of the only instances in which you can get a draw on an escort map.
Very, very unlikely, although you can do it. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen, but it's just a little curious tidbit.
0.01 meters it has to move in order for it not to be a draw.
Yep.
So it's not going to happen, unfortunately. August and Hungry are going to start out.
Don't be such a pessimist, Jules. Well,
I'm
not
just
sure
being
if you're
realistic.
a pessimist for not wanting any cart movement, but
I'm just being realistic.
just be a believer.
No. August and Hungry on the defense, Angry Titans on the offense. I'm sorry, mate. I mean, is it going to happen? Really? Has it ever happened, in fact, in competitive play?
Well, in professional play, probably not, but in comp play, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I would not be surprised at all, I'm going to be honest. Right, so August and Hungry are going to walk out the gate with exactly the same comp they held with on Horizon. It's going to be the Doomfist and the Sombra. Best thing about the Sombra player, we said this yesterday, in fact, with the defense, you can hold extremely quickly, well, extremely not
forward.
close up, but you don't have to hold that far forward, but you can take control of the tunnels, you can take control of the gas station as well, and that leaves so few spaces that Angry Titans can move into rather safely. Normally you can just crowd around the health pack and play around it to give your team the additional healing, but with Wave Fast on the Sombra, that's just not going to happen.
Yeah, instead you want to try and leverage the positional advantage you have from a territorial control of Sombra by being able to hack both of those mega health packs, both under Big Earls and in the cave, connecting the primary and secondary areas of Route 66.8. And of course, you want everyone to move into this little gulch here, this small amount of high ground. Look, Daned's already been aggressed upon.
Ouch. You see he's like 20 HP and he goes in anyway, knows he can get the shields and the healing, receives a bio grenade, thank you very much. Only got taking a lot of damage, although again, armor received, and Emil in a very, very risky situation, actually is going to be able to help take out Lolsish. However, Daned is going to go down in return. Main tank for DPS, Only God's going to take everything else into his own hands, dealing so much damage in the front line already. Even with the D-Meg onto Elivote, they are undeterred, and Emil caught out again in the Mega Health Pack. He's just taking so much damage, plus the ult charge going over to Angry Titans right now is just too good.
Doesn't look like the health pack is hacked either. That's not going to aid in his survivability. Wayfast's been using his hacks more offensively instead of defensively, and it may be that August and Hungry pay the price. Daned certainly did twice in a row to Only God, who's very close to where Deadeye draws. And if he can position himself on high ground here, like you see him currently moving up this left-hand side, he can have a great sightline to lay down that ultimate.
It's super hard to get to him as well, because you have to touch the cart. And in fact, August and Hungry are going to forego it for the time and going to let the cap go over. Do have one ult to work with in the Nano Boost. Haven't got that EMP just online yet. However, Angry Titans not really near ults right now. I mean, Lolsish 90%. Only God's going to hit a couple more shots and he'll be up there too. But they're going to have to contend with a Nano Boost on the Winston or maybe even the Doomfist.
I think you're exactly right there, Jaws. Latex probably going to be the target of this Nano Boost already, though. Wayfast has been discovered, caught out there by the checking of Elivote with those fusion counts. Of course, not having to reload, he is one of the premier checkers for the
Oh, that's what I wanted to see. Instantly flashbanged and body blocked as well. Couldn't get any damage down, and Latex is going to follow him up and actually fall as well to Urki. So Daned receiving that Nano Boost couldn't really make it work. 1 HP. Doesn't want to get touched. Lolsish just gives him the backhand in midair, and that'll be Only Got an A-Fox following up with a couple of kills of their own.
He's in Lolsish's territory now, and that means Daned has been able to build up towards that Meteor Strike, but not quite as effective with the Nano Boost as we would have otherwise liked. Urki has brought out the rally, now A-Fox, look at all that hell.
Look at all those ults as well for August and Hungry, looking pretty good. Have that sound barrier as well if they really need to use it in a pinch to get out of this small corridor. Latex has that ultimate too. There's the EMP, combo with the self-destruct, didn't quite find anything. Meteor Strike though might find a little something. A-Fox dies, just disintegrated, don't know what to say. You either take the mountain way out or you take the Daned way out. He chose Daned this time around. Wayfest killing off Lolsish too after the EMP. Only God's going to open up with High Noon, however, ends up cancelling it to make sure he can get out the way. So slow you are on the Cowboy if you do end up clicking the Q key. Looks like a small quick reset for AT. They want to just be able to get out alive. A-Fox has an ultimate available for their next engagement.
Indeed, he's going to be ready to re-enter with that ultimate at a moment's notice. Emil has lost his mech as well, and Elivote's going to pick up the pilot, and does look like it's just going to be plain sailing here for Angry Titans. No investment required in this case.
Yeah, wow, that the self-destruct coming through from Elivote does manage to take out Emil, and that will be another cap. Rather swift, 4 minutes and 50 seconds on the time bank for Angry Titans. This is an extremely quick map.
I did say no investment required, but also A-Fox still used his Transcendence to try and deal with Daned entering here. August and Hungry have had enough of these shenanigans and are going to be moving over to a 3-3 composition with opting as Zenyatta as their Flex Healer, so they want that additional damage here onto Lolsish.
They do, and that will be Orgless and Hungry now switching up their comp as well. Emil almost has self-destruct, but no one else really near any ultimates to really so speak of. Latex gets taken out with a shield bash, and that'll be no frontline tank now available. Daned, you're in a lot of trouble. Only God's going to chase after you. It's only half charge, but still doing a lot of damage and building up a lot of ult charge as well. 30% already on board. Quick reset again for Orgless. As soon as that main tank goes down, you got to make sure you can get out in one piece, especially if you're the Xayah right now. Want to keep that charge up nice and high.
Only God's in such a demanding position. You can see Orgless and Hungry flanking around to try and deal with him. He's just been dislocated, not taken out in this case, Jaws.
No, he is not. They're still going to march forward with the rally in tow. Look at Avox playing really far up. So he should be. Transcendence to keep LOLSish alive, and another one as well coming through from Orgless and Hungry to keep everybody in the fight. Only God finally going down, and in fact, Elivo's mech gets destroyed as well. And now just the chase begins. Orgless and Hungry are going to be able to kill everybody off, or at least try to. Urki falls. No more ult charge for him, not until he spawns. Now will be Angry Titans going for the reset. However, look at the ultimate bank now available for Orgless and Hungry. They've got a grab. They've got rally, they've almost got everything online. Even the Shadow's 10% away.
Well, while we're discussing banking jobs, let's look at this time bank. Angry Titans are in a very unenviable position right now, or rather, Orgless and Hungry are in an unenviable position. Look at how close that payload is to completion with still 3 minutes in the time bank, and LOLSish can lay down this hammer at any moment.
Nice use of the shield bash, removing the shield. Easy Earth Shadow on the rest of them. 80, won't be too much time lost. It was a very quick and clean team fight coming through from Orgless. But they only used 2 ults there, which is more than they need.
A more aggressive hold here from Orgless and Hungry as well. They want way faster grab for wall, so there's a little chance of Elivo eating it. They want to try and mitigate that as best as possible. But look, Avox already scouting out here. They may well have found way fast.
Beautiful. Avox didn't have the Transcendence either to keep them alive. Another quick and clean team fight. Latex not getting too much charge, though, off of that Graviton Surge. You normally see the Reinhardt and the Xayah just comboing over and over again with the charge rates, the ultimates. He's only got 40%, but 80. They got a nice little bank of their own now.
Very few offensive ultimates remaining here for Orgless and Hungry. Of course, Emil's going to be close to that self-destruct, but on their own, they're rarely as effective. Though, let's not doubt Emil. He has been able to clutch them out twice in this map already. LOLSish is ready once again, though, with that Earth Shadow.
Nice charge in. Only got a thought he used that grab there, but now he's going to use it straight on top of Daned. He's going to go down before the self-destruct goes off. Now this shield is going to have to get taken away for a little bit. Latex going extremely low, does lay down the hammer and finds 2. However, charge is a little bit waylaid, and he gets charged himself. Self-destruct sent straight after him to try and pick up the stragglers, but Luddy securing the kill, and again, Latex being taken out means no main tank for Orgless and Hungry, so they're a little bit more vulnerable. Way fast, 75% towards this next Graviton Surge. They're going to be able to reset because the cart has been traveling back this whole time.
Emil's got some moves, man, when he does that old thruster, goes up and down, very hard to hit, will stall out for a little bit longer, and LOLSish, she's been punished for his aggression. Now Angry Titans aren't going to have a shield to protect him, and this is going to be a full disengage, I imagine. The speed boost is on, and they are getting the heck out of dodge.
Oh, yes, they are. LOLSish had the ultimate, so that's exactly why you want to come back. Remember, spawn points are in favor right now of Orgless and Hungry. Even though 80, their spawn points aren't exactly that far away. Route 66, attacker spawn, a little bit closer than most maps. That is a very, very cheeky grab again, though. However, Avox once more doesn't really have that Transcendence online. They actually use the beat instead, but the Trans is now going to be available for this fight. LOLSish still with the Shatter. Graviton Surge straight on top of the car. Now the FD God going down straight up. That's a nice little Shatter, almost Shatter from LOLSish. Gets pinned onto the side and actually stunned up, but he doesn't need it right now as Avo took the game into his own hands. And now, Emil, he has to stall, get on the point, wait for the spawners to come in. They burned 4 minutes of the time back already. Orgless and Hungry, can they still stand up? A Transcendence coming through from Cass, and Daned even switching over to the Mage to try and stop this game and stall it out even more. The Shatters gets perfectly blocked there by Way Fast Bubble, but is it going to be enough? He's going to go down to only God. That was one lonely Zenyatta in the back line, but it receives a beat to save him for the time.
Indeed he will. Everyone's being slowed down by the cryo freeze of May, and LOLSish may find himself incredibly vulnerable while Daned moves away.
Now the spawns are coming in, but look, Angry Titans still managing to find kills. Latex trying to go around the point as fast as he can on the ball, but look, 100% charge, just melting him, earning only God another grab to grab at the spawn doors. It goes straight on time to the side to the right, meaning no one can actually escape and actually get to the point. Cash jumps onto the Doomfist, and another May wall and ice block to stall the point out even further. 3 minutes remaining, but a denial from Elivo to save the game. Grav eaten, no more Xayah ultimate means no more time left for Orgless and Hungry for defense.
It's such a testament to Elivo's huge brain as a D.Va player that he can still, in the chaotic mess that is the end of that staggering fight. You can still identify when Wayfast is positioning for a grab, soak him in the defense matrix and mitigate that potential win condition for Orgless and Hungry and complete the map for Angry Titans. That was some great target focus from everyone on that side to make sure that Orgless and Hungry, even when they had multiple members out, were always being burned down one at a time, maximum damage, so that the staggered spawns would just take longer and longer to get out, because in overtime you don't respawn as quickly. It's gone from 10 to, I believe, 12 seconds in overtime.
So very, very punishing when you do die as a defender in the OT. However, look at the time they did end up giving Angry Titans. A big fat 0. 4 minutes and 50 seconds after the second point, was captured. So Orgless and Hungry did a fantastic job on the defense. We'll have to see what they want to do on the offense, though. It is their turn to attack. 80. Looking like they're going for the old classic. Yep, bloody get back to spawn, mate. You're not going to play Tracer, unfortunately.
Sweet dreams are made of these, but unfortunately that dream is dead for Luddy. Get back onto Lucio, my son. A-Fox needs you to speed him around, and so does Urki and Lolsish. It's going to be more of a classic 3-3 here. This is what we called the very classical GOATS composition, because when people first ran into it, they weren't able to take down such healing that was available from the Moira. Eventually, the permutation to try and counter it was, of course, the Zen, so that you could try and lay down more damage onto a Reinhardt and Moira could not deal with, but it doesn't look like Orgless and Hungry will be opting for that exactly. Instead, it will be the dive ball, what we call when we've got both of the dive tanks as well as Wavefast, who can move forward with them in a ball sort of formation, as well as protect the Winston. But right now it's Danny who needs some protection. Look at this aggression from Angry Titans.
You did speak about it at the start of the game. You said you can hold this far up. We've already seen a little bit of it over the last day or so. FD God finding the Lucio kill actually onto Luddy. Lucio on Lucio action, finds the kill with the boot pretty easy. And only God using that right click as well to gain a bit of height and a bit of damage as well onto Wayfast, who ends up going down. He's at 100% charge already. That tracking second to none. Urki falling though might just be a problem for the side of Angry Titans, but only God is going to change that up and actually kill off Danet. Very quick coalescence, heals everybody up too, and Orgless and Hungry after that one coalescence are going to have to go back to spawn.
Indeed. Only God there with 100 damage is one of the scariest snipers I've ever seen in this game. I wonder if he's going to try and go for an up high position again. He can, of course, use those mortars to try and rocket jump, as it were. Basically the same mechanic of dealing damage to yourself to get greater verticality on your vertical movements.
Elivo a little bit too far forward, ends up losing his mech, and you can see how quickly the Brigitte is when she activates that rally and has a speed up from the Lucio. Lolsish, yeah, looks like he just wants to die on the car. Realizes that without that mech, there's nothing really to actually save him. Too much damage coming out from the rest of the squad. Cass actually picks up 2 kills in that fight. FD God almost with that support ultimate means they're going to have 2 for the next up-and-coming fight. However, look at these Graviton Surge charges. We looked at OD God for the most of that, but Wayfast has got 80% of his own.
And crucially, A-Fox just moved over to that Zenyatta, so he's nowhere near a Transcendence draw. It's going to be all about the potential mitigation from Lolsish if you want to try and beat out a Graviton from Wayfast, who's already drawn even with Onigod in terms of charge here. So it's going to be seen who is quicker on the draw.
Lolsish is already dead. Onigod still got that grab. I wonder if he's actually going to commit it. I don't think he is. There's no point at this point. He ends up going down to the grab of Wayfast. They were almost neck and neck. Onigod only just got his, and then Wayfast managed to pip him to the post with actually usage after Lolsish fell. There's no way you can recover that fight, really. But AT are going to be very quick back to the point. I wonder if they're going to go for another recontest.
I don't think it was worth using it for Wayfast there, but still, they do have both of their support ultimates, and of course Danet almost with that rally. Latex in trouble, however, may have to exit this rather quickly. Emil's going to try and back it up.
Oh, nice self-destruct. Actually takes out Lolsish as the shield bash coming through from Danet to make sure the shield didn't save his life. Latex is going to go down as well. So double main tech actually falling, but Onigod falling at the end of that straight after straight before the sound barrier got used on the side of Angry Titans is not a good sign. Even Urki's falling, gets focused out by Emil, and now is Luddy, Lolsish and Elivo just to stall out this point even further. Cass and FD God having a field day running around these tanks, jumping on the supports, picking up a couple of kills of their own. 1 minute turns into 3 as they do manage to cap first.
Emil's got such fantastic tracking on the Diva right here, dealing a huge amount of damage. He's almost already got yet another one of these self-destructs, and he opened up the last fight by killing Lolsish with one. So this is an incredible charge rate, and you can see Wayfast once again is cycling through that all-important Graviton Surge, and Angry Titans again don't have anything to try and mitigate it. A-Fox 44%, Luddy 26%. They could be incredibly vulnerable to the cleave that can be applied to this.
Wayfast still has grab though, only got nowhere near. 25% to a whole entire grab. Latex going extremely low, receives a shield. Wayfast gonna have to be playing this very aggressively, like you said. Luddy doesn't have ult, neither does AFox, but do they know that? I do not know. Wayfast with 500 HP as well. After that, Rally's gonna go in, pin everybody to the side, everybody solo. Self-destruct's gonna get thrown in as well. You might as well throw everything into the basket. That will be 2 kills for Emil, a third one as well, as he managed to kill Urki. Angry Titans get wiped. They didn't actually use anything in that fight. My mistake. That will be AT still looking for this other fight. August and Hungry, they've only got 1 ult to work with.
AT playing the long game here, but you can see Wayfast currently has a great position on top of this Holt, where he's going to be very difficult to challenge out. It'll be mostly down to Luddy or down to Elivo to try and challenge him here.
Trying to push everybody off the high ground. They don't like Latex being up here. Danet takes so much damage, and Urki actually finishes him off with a rocket flail. They're going to jump straight onto the cart, and now Lolsish looking to build up to that Earth Shatter fairly soon. 10% away. They find the D-Mech on Emil as well, meaning August and Hungry probably going to go for the escape right now. AFox and the rest of AT still have that recurring armor as well from Urki, so they are going to be a little bit more hardy.
And I love the tactic here from Angry Titans. They don't put the Discord Orb on the main tank of Latex. Instead, they just put it on Emil, because they know there's no consistent shielding available with Latex on the Winston. And that means OWC, with his high charge, can just carve his initials into the mech of Emil and earn himself some ult charge to boot. And that is now paying dividends. They have the Graviton Surge ready to go. Carson FD are going to be able to well mitigate it, though.
Nice grab. Self-destruct's going to come in as well. That's that Transcendence isn't going to save you now, unfortunately. Elivo picks up 2. AT looks to end this fight rather quickly. So's FD. Got to jump straight on over. Doesn't want to give any more charge over to AT. Still on the defense. They have 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining. They burned 2 minutes in the time bank, and they're still cycling their rolls pretty well.
Latex with a bit of a miss shield there. Tried to put it down on top of the grab, but instead it kind of slid down the side of the building and was had a bit of a sad face on it as it tried to shield them from below, but no such luck. And you can see right now Urki's scouting, telling everyone where the opposing team will be coming from. Latex going to make the engage, but only after dropping his shield.
Very quick entrance, drops shield on the ground. Has to be a little bit more careful. Emil actually used there to stop the damage coming through onto him using that defense matrix, but now left Danet completely high and dry as Elivo was able to take him down. Starting the Winston in the corner, and that will be a beat being used and a rally as well in kind from Angry Titans. Luddy still has that sound barrier as well to use, but look, Graviton Surge now used straight after that Transcendence used also, meaning you have to layer up with the sound barrier in order to secure this fight. Secure it they do, but AT now are in the green. They are, well, obviously, but 30 seconds now remain. Orgless and Hungry have to now pull it out of nowhere. They've only got 2 ults to work with, and it's a self-destruct and a Transcendence.
Well, what they've pulled out right now is for Reinhardt. Latex has had enough of the monkey business. Instead, they're going to be going man on man, Reinhardt on Reinhardt, but look at the advantage that Lolsish has already, 75% of the way towards that ultimate.
Transcendence used fairly early. Lolsish, what are you doing there, mate? You tried to get a charge and a pin, didn't end up working out. Wayfast's going to find a kill. Urki's going to go down as well. Orcs are not going to be able to touch this. Cards for AT, making a quick escape. They only have to push them off the cart now. They can get back to this very quickly, even if there's 3 members on that payload.
Some greedy play there from Lolsish, but he's going to be reined in now and brought back onto the scene. He has returned, and of course Luddy can speed boost him onto the cart. They're going to take a large amount of damage moving through that choke point.
There's the rally from August and Hungry. AFox going so low. Lolsish has the shatter as well. Only got 80% also. 1 shatter might just be all that they need. Danet takes out AFox, but Emil's mech is down as well. A shatter on the side, but it doesn't actually get anybody. Perfect blocking from Latex, and a shield bash to finish it off. Danet and Latex clean the rest of the fight up. It is not over just yet. August and Hungry find the team fight they need, and AT are spawning all the way back in their spawn, and that will be the point cap. 1 minute and 30 to work with.
A moment of elation for Orgless and Hungry, but the trials and tribulations have only just begun. We saw how long Angry Titans were held on this point, Jaws. 4 minutes and change. And now Orgless and Hungry have only 1 minute and 15 seconds. This cart's only just got moving. They need to finish out this particular stage. They have a Graviton to work with, but so does OWC. And they can, Angry Titans, they can play the long game and just have one good fight.
You got to hit that Q button there, they have no support ultimates on the side of Orgless and Hungry. However, Cash is building up in the front line. They now have 2. Graviton Surge on the car. Elivo's caught all up. Danet is going to find the kill on AFox as well. Nice team fight for Orgless and Hungry. They're still going to be able to move forward. A little bit more delay from OWC, but now 45 seconds remain.
A lack of investment, though, from Angry Titans. Nothing was used in that previous fight, and now they have both of their support ultimates and a rally as well, along with that all-important Graviton Surge, a significant advantage advantage over Wayfast. But we've seen just how effective Latex can be with these Earth Shatters. When it won out the last fight, Jaws, can it do the same again? It's between him and Daned as to how this works. Only God has to keep that projected barrier potentially to make this work.
Both rallies have been used. The projected barrier to save everybody. A double stack of support ultimate. Avox and Luddy both hitting Q at the same time. This could be disastrous. Wayfast is on 56% ult, but I'm not sure it's going to matter because Emil sends a self-destruct sky high. There will be a self-destruct on the side of Orgless and Hungry as well, kicking up a couple of kills, but Elivo's going to return it in kind. Latex finds the pin onto Elivo, making sure he can't actually get that remake, and OT is now in session.
Lolsish on the Wrecking Ball wants to try and move in and potentially bring people off the cart. It's going to open up with a pile driver, but now he's going to be in incredibly dangerous territory. Daned has returned on the Doomfist.
Daned's on the Doomfist, is going to be able to get to that pack, but not before Only God's going to be able to kill him. They are a man up, and they're forcing everybody off the cart. Wayfast is going to go down as well. AT looking for the 3-0 in this series. Latex is dead. FD God's going to follow up. Angry Titans with a victory on Route 66 nailed the series 3-0.
Not folding under pressure, but Jaws, the scoreline of 3-0 doesn't really comment upon how close this series was. Angry Titans definitely looking quite titanic, and in Greek mythology, of course, the Titans were slain by the gods, so could Orgless and Hungry be upcoming gods?
Well, we'll have to wait and find out.
They certainly have FD God.
They do have FD God, who did perform exceptionally well.
Slaying some Titans, wow, he's just mythologically sensible.
We'll write him in some books. I don't know what we're going to do. Contenders Mythos
An Odyssey.
It's coming out soon to a WH Smith near you. We're going to jump over to the panel, though. They're going to break down those last two games a little bit more.